Structured credit boards see tier ratings and over-collateralization ratios. They rarely see what matters: how risk moves through the waterfall when cushions have already absorbed the first round of stress. That gap is where fiduciary oversight either lives or pretends to. The instruments themselves are not the problem. Tiered structuring redistributes risk by design, and that redistribution is economically sound. The oversight problem is that summary dashboards report compliance with test levels, not how much headroom remains or how correlated that headroom is across covenants. A modest deterioration in the collateral pool can amplify through the waterfall in ways a board reviewing ratios will not see until the distribution is cut. The frameworks that work in practice share four components. First, a written taxonomy that separates obligor credit risk from correlation risk from structural risk from manager risk. Conflating them under a single heading is how boards lose resolution. Second, model governance with named ownership, documented overrides, and backtesting against regimes the model was not trained for. Third, covenant triage that classifies protections by what they defend and tracks headroom by economic weight, not by count. Fourth, a pre-specified escalation path written during calm periods, not during stress. Three questions asked regularly do most of the work. Where has cushion been consumed that has not been replenished? Which model outputs have been overridden this period? And what was the documented rationale? What would it take to move this exposure from monitoring to active management? And who has authority to make that decision? The cycle will test the framework. The framework has to be built before the test. The taxonomy, the governance standard, and the escalation mechanics are how we approach this work in practice. Thank you for joining me.